in Seattle. I'm excited to show you what I see at my shows. Art, antiques, collectibles, all of it. We'll drink some coffee too. Little teeny tiny. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good, thanks for coming. Nice to see you. What's your first name? Meg. Thanks for being with me, Meg. So tell me, how'd you acquire these little teeny tiny bone sculptures? They fell out of the box of handkerchiefs. Yeah, when you wrap stuff in handkerchiefs or underwear or such, you know, try to remember. I write little notes. I put this here, I put that there, you know? I have to write myself little notes. I don't always remember. I know you're laughing at me, but it's really true. You know, and I was always like that. I was always writing notes, even when I had, you know, everything was firing faster, you know. So, but if you look at these and you look at this, you see this is ivory? You see how this is bone? First of all, it's flatter. You don't see all of the elements, and you don't see as much of the natural and also highly realistic aspects of this figure in my hand as you do of the ivory figure. Bone is difficult to carve, right? We carve it a lot. And when you carve it quickly, these pieces don't have the same kind of value or quality as others. But these particular pieces are happy, and they look like the Pacific Northwest. They actually look like Aleutian pieces. And I would say value on them about $25 for the pair. How did you acquire this?
Okay.
This is the same as this.
It's actually Missy's and I want to buy it from her.
It's Missy's and you want to buy it from her. How much do you want to buy it for? You want to be fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you want a deal, but you want to be fair.
Yes.
So you kind of don't really want a deal. You kind of still want to have your friendship, but you want to be fair. Yes. Do you want to buy the whole set?
No.
Okay, you just want the ring?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that they go together? Okay, they don't go together. Okay. That's first. You don't care anyway. You only want the ring. So that means that's code for, hey, Dr. Lori, don't mess up my deal.
No.
Don't get me involved with this because I don't care about this. I want this. So why do you want this? Why do you like it? It's very comfortable and it fits. So, and you can see that this, of course, is the eagle. The eagle, another spirit animal. Happens to fit me too, Missy. So this is how you negotiate, right? Oh, but it fits Dr. Lori and she might give me more for it. But no, she's a friend, so wait a minute. So you got to be aware of that. But it's quite nice, right? It's a pretty piece. Show me your hands. How are they? Oh, you're going to put on this finger, so you're going to be very mod and cool because you're a cool girl on this finger. I don't wear it on any other fingers than these fingers. Rings go on ring fingers, and I'm one of those girls who likes to match. So I have rings on this finger and rings on the other finger, and they all match. And now you're going to go, oh, she's going to hurt the gloves, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I like matchy-matchy. I don't know why, but I do. See? They match. And it's cute. I'm starting a new trend. It's going to be matchy-matchy rings, right? But then you'll have all the same. But anyway, I don't care. This, I think, is beautiful. It's sterling silver. It dates to the late part of the 20th century, so probably 1975 to the present. And I would say value on this piece, easily $250. So is that good? Are you happy or are you not happy? You want more? Oh, we got a problem. Now you tell me. Well, see, because you're pals. And then you look at it and she would have it and that would be good and you're closer and that's nice. I know, because you're all so nice. Oh, no, you're not. I'm going to do this. Oh, no. I don't know. Take each other to lunch. Do something. About $250. Okay, now we got this. I like this. To whom does this belong? Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. I like the chain, right? Notice, of course, the nice thin chain. And then we've got this lovely stone. Have you tested this stone? You need to buy the tester. Okay, well, when you can, you buy the tester. Okay, so you think by the color of the stone and the size of the stone, you think it's probably not an aquamarine. Your odds are crystal that's blue, right? Like glass. Your odds are aquamarine. Your choices are aquamarine or blue topaz. Here's why I think it's a blue topaz too, and I think you're right. Okay. You notice up here, where the facets, that's the part that's cut, the faceted stone. In the facets, you have a lot more of a very, very strong dark hue in the top of the facets where it comes to a point than you do at the bottom. That's more typical of blue topaz than it is of aquamarine. Aquamarine is usually that same light blue all the way through, no matter if you have a cut at the top that has that point or not. Okay. Aquamarine is true all the way through. Blue topaz, not so much. You cut it a different way, it can look a different color. Okay. All right. Jeweler's loop's going to be important. Right. Gemstone tester that I recommend also going to be important. In terms of value, aquamarine would be up here. Blue topaz could be down here. Okay. Not bad, just different. Right. It does look like it actually is a early 20th century design. I'd put it in the Art Nouveau time period. That's about 1900 to about 1920.
Oh,
Okay, give or take. And I would say value on this piece, which is going to be about 20, 22 inches with the lavalier. The pendant is called a lavalier, hits right about here.
Right.
I would say value on this piece is easily $500, $550. So really quite nice. And sterling silver,
Okay.
right? Not silver plated, sterling silver, and a beautiful piece, really nice. Items that relate to, of course, the sea. And things like wind chimes and things like doorbells, that basically when you would walk up to a door, you would do one of these. And if the wind chimed or if the rain came, it would make noise as well. My parents, for a short time, had a home on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. And this particular type of element was almost everywhere. There was a different kind of cool doorbell, wind chime kind of bell thing anywhere. So you'd walk up to a door, and along the shoreline, you basically do one of these. You have these. I'm sure they have them on Vashon Island. I'm sure they have them, of course, in Olympia and the Bay and all of it. So how did you acquire this? I love it. Don't you love it? You don't have it hung up on your door, obviously. You brought it here for me. I think you should put it up on the door because it's really quite beautiful. And even with the rust, everyone will say, oh, it's bad condition. Well, it's been outside and it's supposed to look like that. And people are always like, can I clean it? Can I clean it? A lot of people like it to look loved, so you can see the time period. This is a piece that originates in the 1920s, the type. This one's probably from about the 1940s to the 1950s. So it's mid-century. It has this nice wrought iron scroll work that was very typical of railings in the 1960s. I don't know if you can see them outside of homes, but those railings that you would step up a stair to get to someone's porch would usually have the same scroll work. Pretty typical middle part of the 20th century. This is really quite fine. It looks like it's in great shape. Make sure that you've got relatively large brads, relatively long when they go right into if you have an electric doorbell with a wire, make sure you're not hitting that wire because that will never work again. How do I know that? Because the house I live in has one of those doorbells with that wire that doesn't work. And when it rains too much, you cannot ring the doorbell. My sisters have been out there for hours ringing, ringing, ringing because the rain took out the wire of the doorbell. It's a pain in the neck. This is really quite beautiful. How much did you pay for it at auction? The bidding stopped at $12. Wow, I'd say $65 to $75. It's really beautiful. How did you acquire this? Where are you? Hi, honey.
Hi.
First name?
Susan.
Susan, tell me about this that you got at an estate sale. I want to talk about the stopper first. When you saw the stopper, what did you think? Okay, it does go with it. What's wrong with it? What's missing? The scoop is missing. So this piece has been broken off. You can see where there was an element there because you can see that darker area in the middle, that had a scoop. So think of the old-fashioned McDonald's coffee scoops. They had a little spoon at the end. You would put this in, and in the 19th century, these pieces were hand-painted, reverse painted on glass. So they'd paint them from the inside.
Right.
Amazing and very, very difficult to do. So made in Japan and oversized. So this is the bottle that would sit at home, and you would actually take it and pour it from here with that little scoop into a smaller bottle. Okay. Then you take the smaller bottle with you on your daily whatever and wherever you went during the day. Late 19th century, Japanese, but this one's really quite beautiful. I like the detail. I like the detail, of course, of the entire piece. I like the mountain landscape. I like the architectural elements, and I like, of course, the brown waves, the green accents. It's really quite beautiful. And here's some more. This information here is usually a title of the place of where it is. The characters indicate a title of the place, in fact. Value on this piece, about $100.
Okay, great.
Very nice.
Thank
I like
you.
it a lot. So that's a beautiful piece. I'll tell you a little bit about me and how this got started. I had my PhD at age 30, and about a year later, I had my first museum job, and I met a woman in that museum job who sold a $50,000 object to an appraiser who gave her $50 for it. She's about 75 years old. She came into my office. I was doing something called Curator's Clinic, which is where museums across the country will open their doors to people who come in and look at objects. And we'd say, yes, you have a Rembrandt that your grandma gave you, or no, it's a fake, whatever it might be. And I really thought that, you know, what could this woman have? Well, she ended up having a very, very rare newspaper article relating to George Washington. The person who bought it from her was an appraiser who made her a purchase offer. So he offers her this amount of money, $50, and then resells the piece to a major museum. So I'm sitting here with the woman who basically lost $49,950 to this guy who didn't tell her the truth. Because when you get an appraiser, you want the truth. You don't want them to be a broker. You don't want them to be reselling it. In my opinion, they shouldn't be allowed to do this. But most appraisers are doing this. Having said that, it's been a lot of fun all over the country. And yes, I've done my TV bits on places like Discovery Channel and Fox Business and, of course, History Channel and the Today Show and the Tonight Show and all the rest of it. And some of you are getting bored hearing all of my background. But my background matters for this, right? If you don't have my particular credentials and you don't have my mission, you're probably not getting an accurate appraisal. Because people are guessing at this. And most of them are guessing now on the internet, and you're seeing it. They're guessing on groups. They're guessing, oh, it might be worth this. Oh, I think it's that. Oh, my mother had one of those, and they have no idea what the full market is. I want you to know what the market really will bear for your objects. Why? I don't want you to be one of those ladies who lost $49,950. And you know where a lot of you are losing this stuff? You're losing it giving it away. You're losing it at yard sales. You're losing it at estate sales. You're losing it by saying, oh, my kids don't want it, I'm just going to trash it. You'd be surprised at what your kids want if they know it's valuable. Your kids are not stupid. They're your kids. They want it if it's valuable. Let's find out if it is. I'm not saying everything's valuable because everything isn't valuable. I'm saying learn from me with my 3 degrees how to identify, and 25 years of experience as an appraiser, how to identify the quality objects. So you pick them up if they're at the yard sale, and you don't pass them by if they're in grandma's attic. That's all I'm saying. You want to listen, listen. You don't want to listen, don't listen. But I have tons of fans who say, she's made me a lot of money. I'm gonna follow her. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna learn how to flip these things. And a lot of people have done very well. A single mother in Florida, I always think of her. She used to make $500 more a month in her little flipping. Goes to a thrift store, buys some stuff, flips it online, resells it. She'd make $500 a month. She was a mother of 5 in Florida. She was single. She said, Dr. Lori, I started watching your YouTube videos. I now make $30,000 a month doing the same things that I did before. She said, you've changed the trajectory of my family and how I actually deal with my business. I really think of it as a business now. I don't just think of it as a side hustle. Interesting. She's not the only one. The other week I told a gentleman who went to an estate sale and bought a painting for a couple $100 that that painting was worth $100,000. You wouldn't want to be the family who hired an estate sale company to lose a $100,000 painting on you, would you? I don't think so. So I'm here to help.